Okay, well, first and foremost, thank you for your ministry of washing the sacred linens for St. Thomas Aquinas. This is a pretty awesome ministry. It's behind the scenes, so it's a very humble service, but it helps us out a ton for sacristans, for Father Casey and myself. To have those done regularly is just a great help to know that we have what we need to celebrate Mass. As one of my friends used to put it, she would call it doing God's laundry, which is kind of true. There's all these sacred linens, so you get to do God's laundry. Thank you for your service and for what you do. I just want to go through a few different parts, especially with the sacristy changing, just to show you different drawers, as well as we've got some new purificators and corporals. So just to show how to take care of those, just a reminder on those and the folding process for that. First, I want to talk about altar cloths. The altar cloth that's on the altar, we're going to try to launder that about once a month or so, or if it gets soiled, we might do it more often. Altar cloths can be washed the same way, the same process as purificators and corporals. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But the drawer for those altar cloths is right down here. It's second from the bottom and it's labeled altar cloths. So that's where new, fresh altar cloths can be kept after they're washed. Just above that drawer, there's one for laundry bags. All of the laundry, the sacred linens that go in the spot for the laundry. You can just take that with you when you go, and then when you come back, those laundry bags can be put in there. And if you need a fresh laundry bag to put in that spot for the linens, you can just put that in there after you take the bag with you. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about hand towels and lavabo towels. So there's two different towels that we use. One is called the lavabo towel, and that's a smaller towel that's used for the hand washing at the altar during Mass. The drawer for the lavabo towels is right here. It's on the right side. It's just below the purificator drawer. And those are the smaller towels, specific towels used for washing hands at Mass. Then there's the hand towels for dish towels and stuff that we use here in the sacristy. The spot for that is just over by the sink. Just makes sense to have it closer to the sink, the dish towels. It's the middle drawer there, and there's also an extra drawer below that if that drawer gets full. That's where the hand towels and dish towels go. Those are bigger towels, used more for dishwashing and hand washing while you're here in the sacristy. So just an important thing to keep those two towels. They have two different uses, two different purposes, and two different sizes. So we keep them in two different spots or two different drawers. All right, let's talk a little bit about doing God's laundry, the purificators and the corporals. So as we wash those, I think you know the process, but to go through the process, as you take the laundry bag with you, the purificators and corporals will still have particles of Jesus's body or spots of Jesus's precious blood. So to wash those, let those soak over time in water and OxyClean if there's stains on those. And then that remainder water, just simply pour that outside in a sacred and reverent spot where there's not going to be foot traffic. The reason is because we believe there's Jesus' body and blood that's dissolved in there, that's in that water. So we just place it in a sacred spot in God's creation in the earth, but a spot where there's not going to be foot traffic. With washing those, do not use harsh chemicals or scented things. The harsh chemicals can break down the fibers, and we want to keep these purificators and corporals for as long as we can. And also, we don't need God's laundry smelling like lavender or anything like that. So no dryer sheets, no scented sort of things. Just water and OxyClean. Keeps them fresh, keeps them as long as we can, and launders them well as well. Okay, I want to go through the process of folding the corporals and purificators, which can sometimes be confusing because they're different size cloths, but it's very helpful for us as we use those linens during Mass. So if you come on over here, I'll start with the corporal. So the corporal comes from the Latin word corpus, which means body. So this corporal is the cloth where Mass is celebrated. So there might be particles of Jesus' precious body that go on this corporal. That's why it's called a corporal. The corporal is just folded. There's 9 squares you can kind of see on it. So it's simply folded with all of those parts to be folded inward towards the center. So when you get done with it, it's 1/9 of the size that it was, and it's folded from the outside in. So the top and the bottom are folded in, the left and the right are folded in, and then it's all in one small square. The reason it's folded like that is that each of the edges of the corporal, when it's folded like that, are self-contained, or they're folded in. So any parts of Jesus' precious body that might be on there are contained, they're enveloped in that corporal, so that when it's laundered, it can be treated reverently and sacredly. So that's the corporal and the folding of that. To go to the purificators, what we're looking for when a purificator is properly folded is that it looks like this. It's long, it's just folded over once here in the center, not like this. So this would kind of be, if you did a purificator folded like a corporal, it would kind of end up like this. And what happens with this is it's more difficult for the priest or Eucharistic minister to unfold and to get it ready to be able to use for the chalice during Mass. There's more folds, it's just a little bit more cumbersome. And when somebody's holding a chalice with Jesus' precious blood, we want to make it as easy on them as possible. So the unfolded, or just the simple one fold, allows the Eucharistic minister to pick it up, and they've already got it ready for use, and there's as much surface area as possible to be able to use during Mass. So to fold the purificators, when it's unfolded, it looks like this. You begin in the same process. You can see it's different than a corporal. It's taller and thinner, but you begin the same process as the corporal. Fold the insides, or fold the outsides to the in. But when you get to this point, just fold it straight in half, right at the center point, and then you'll have the red cross. That's just simply at the top of the purificator. This makes it folded so it's easy use for the priest or Eucharistic minister, lots of surface area to be used on the chalice, and it's ready to go. Okay, so that's the proper folding of corporals and purificators. It also makes it so that it fits in the drawer nice and neatly as well. All right, thank you for your ministry of doing God's laundry. It's no small thing, it's behind the scenes, but it's something that's very appreciated by Father Casey and myself, as well as the sacristans. Just knowing that they're in the proper drawers, they're in the right spots, they're folded the right way helps the sacristans a lot to know which one's which. This is a corporal, this is a purificator, and it helps the Eucharistic ministers out as well to be able to use them for their uses. So thank you for your service. We'll be sending out a specific, detailed, point-by-point part of all this process, but just wanted to make a video to show the different drawers that things go in, as well as the folding process. God bless you, and thank you for your ministry.